is Talking to My Thoughts.
What is it about the big cars, money, and getting women that we seem to steer more towards that energy than we do to the ones that's closer to home? That's a good question for you, because actually the question you said was we don't have many people to look up to, but actually we all three of us have a very, very, very strong family unit, and we were very much brought up into a very strong relationship based off of our parents. So actually we could have steered towards that. So why is it that we suddenly chose the big cars, getting money and getting women, as to why it shifted our curiosity, you can call it, or our intention?
For me, as I said, mine was more about joining the curiosity type and kind of being, and that kind of putting me on to be like one of the guys, and as I said, it's a form of self-validation as well. You know, like when you've done that, and now it's like almost like in our community, it's almost like a ritual.
It's a badge of honor, isn't it? It's a badge of honor. You've done it. You've now classed as, in your peers' eyes and your friends' eyes, as a man.
When we're talking about the topic, we're talking about how we class women, how we value women. And obviously when you're at that particular age, you're not thinking like that. You're not thinking about how do I value this girl? What is she worth to me? What is her importance? You're just thinking about the beat. Let's be honest, you're thinking about the beat. That's it. And especially when there's the pressure.
And how that validates you.
And there's pressure in that as well, because when you're young, there's guys that have, obviously when you're talking about losing your virginity for the first time, have you lost your virginity? Well, I have. I've done this thing with these many girls and red tear, and then you might be chatting to a girl and you're like, bruv, you know what, I've done a thing with her last week, and it's just you see what I'm saying? It's all, especially when you're with your guys, it's just banter, and it's just a way of, again, a badge of honor. It's a way of classing yourself, and it is self-validation. But now what we're trying to think about when we're talking about this particular question and this topic is what we're doing when we're having sex with these women. Why is it for some people, obviously we may not be saying this for us in particular, but when we're having sex with these women, why do we think that then decreases their value, how we respect them, how we see them? By us having sex with them, we don't value them as much anymore. And why is that?
If my decision for doing this wasn't based on intention but based on curiosity, once my curiosity has been completed, technically my mission is complete. And it wasn't something I realized that was my mission, but its mission is complete. Now it's not personal. This is just something I chose. I made a wrong intention for myself. However, everything's going to be taken personal, and it looks 100%. Like actually what has happened, you've just lowered their standard and you've put them on the back seat. And you're like, yeah, I don't need that anymore. But actually the original intention was incorrect. So there's a two-way part to play. What was his intention in the first place? And then what was her intention? And then actually, did she even know his intention? Did she ever ask in that sense? But obviously we do come to the case where people do ask and they just lie. Because they kind of they understand that their intention wasn't because they want to make it a long-term thing. They just wanted it to be a quick beat, and then that's it.
Am I valuing women through sex, or am I a liability to women? That is actually such a mad question. And the funny thing is that I'm actually one of the culprits, I could say, where I would almost, I guess you can call it, judge women down to like how things panned out with each other. In a sexual relation, to give you more context, I could say, or I used to basically have the rule where if I've had sex with you before we get in a relationship, then I probably wouldn't get in a relationship with you. But then it makes me think that if your value or your standard is lowered because you had sex with me, then what does that make me? It's actually a bit of a mad one. Sometimes men can really be acting trash sometimes. That's just something I'm thinking right now, that we can actually just be acting up. And when I reflect on this, I can honestly say to myself that all those times when I didn't get with a woman, or even when I did get with a woman, my intentions were weak anyway. Not because I just wanted to have sex, that's definitely not the case. It was actually because all those years that went on, I actually wasn't ready for a relationship. Not a real one, like a really long-term one. It used to just be something that was quite cool to get into, because you know what, we get on, we like eating food together, we like talking to each other, we might as well make something out of it. But could I say that I actually thought about like proper marriage and kids before I got with them? No. Which means it's very little to do with what the woman did or how she reacted to me or did she have sex or not. It was everything to do with my lack of intention, which makes me the liability, not only to myself but to everybody else. And the thing is it something I should blame myself? Not necessarily. I guess I did what I did because I knew what I knew back then. And if I didn't do what I did back then, I wouldn't have learned what I know today. I guess as you already know, everything is necessary. Everything that we do, everything that we have to learn is very necessary. We have to go through these kind of things, you got to go for it before you can grow from it. So I wouldn't necessarily put myself down, but did I play a part in maybe hurting some people? Making people have a negative view about men? Yeah, probably did. Which is the reason why I can't even go around complaining that, saying, oh yeah, women damage men or men damage women, because I guess we all play our part. You definitely have. So yeah, there are times that I've played a real big liability to women by valuing them through sexual actions or other things that's happened. But who am I to make that kind of choice? I'm either the stupid one for getting with the person or attracting the person who doesn't value themselves highly, if that's how you can say it, or I'm the one who doesn't value myself highly. And I'm the poison, you can call it. One interesting thought. I'm really glad that I'm able to see and reflect on it today and be intentional about my decisions, because intentional decisions will land me in places that I want to be. And it will ensure, it will ensure that the places I go and the energy I share with people is in the right place. What a crazy one. But yeah.
But real talk, you know what, actually, as you said that, because I thought the same thing. I was just thinking to myself, well, yeah, you can go around and say, yeah, I got this girl, she was easy. But what if the girl's turning around to her girls and saying, I got that man, all I had to do was shake my ass and I got him, bruv. So she could be saying the same thing about you. You can't turn around and say, I'm the guy, I hold the prestige, and I managed to get you in my bed in 5 minutes.
But you see
what did Denz say? Denz said, off, that's off.
No, but you see that thing, yeah? Even if that was the case, because how social structures and conventions are seen around men would still take it and be like, well, all the girls want me, bro. Like, do you get it? So they will flip it and be like, but I am prestigious because I am the commander.
Yeah.
I'm the commander. Like it's mad. There's so many sides to the story that you can look at it that way. And what Craig said is, well, how about you're not prestigious because you're the easy target, and then you think, oh, you're easy, bro. You're easy.
What is shown and celebrated the most will create a perceived feeling of prestige because it relates to that. But actually, who told you that the things that you see the most on social media is the right way to live?
Yeah. I don't think there's anything wrong with you sleeping with a girl on the first date, her sleeping with you on the first date. And as you said, if you're going to judge a woman because of that, then you have to hold yourself to the same standard. You have to. So I personally just would ask people, what's really, especially as we're adults, bro, what is really wrong with that? Ask yourself that. You can answer that. Maybe let us know. Drop it in the comments and say, well, what is wrong with achieving that? And it's not achievement. What is wrong with that taking place on the first night? If you're both open to it, if you both like each other, as long as there's an intention there behind it. Because then if there's no intention, then ask yourself, why am I doing it? Simple as that.